So, in my last class, I have already discussed about the laws of radioactivity, and in that different law, we have discussed that the elements having atomic number more than 80 emits radiations, just alpha, beta, and gamma ray. When they emit alpha radiations, the atomic number increases by the atomic number decreases by 2 and atomic mass number decreases by 4, because the alpha ray, we have to just discuss the previous laws like that. The radioactivity is due to the disintegration of a nucleus, and the rate of the disintegration is not affected by the external conditions like temperature and pressure, and laws of the conservation of the charge also obeyed here, and the disintegration accompanied by the emission of energy in form of alpha, beta, and gamma ray, and either single ray can emitted or all at a time. And the emission of the alpha particle results in a decrease in its atomic number by 2. This thing we have already discussed, that when a substance emitted alpha particle, its atomic number decreases by 2 and atomic mass number decreases by 4. And emission of the beta particle results in the increase in the atomic number by 1, and atomic weight remains unaffected, because beta particle is just negatively charged particle which is electron, and when it will emit gamma radiations, no change will occur because gamma ray is neutral. And next come to the law that the number of the atoms disintegrated per second, that is the rate of the disintegration of the radioactive atoms at any instant, is directly proportional to the number of the radioactive atoms actually present in the sample at that instant. So, one thing we have to discuss here, the number of the atoms disintegrated at any instant is directly proportional to the number of the radioactive atoms actually present in the sample. So, this is known as radioactive decay law. And greater the number of the atoms present in a sample, faster will be its decay, and vice versa. So, this thing will explain like that. Suppose initially N0 amount of the atom is present, and the disintegration will continue. After the disintegration, the number of the atoms present is let n, and the amount of the disintegrated substance is let dn. So as a whole, we have to discuss like that N0, total number of the atoms present originally in a sample at time t equal to 0, and n is the total number of the atoms left undecayed in the sample at time t, and dn is the small number of the atoms that disintegrate in a small interval of the time dt. So again I am discussing that let N0 is the total number of the atom which present initially, and n is the total number of the atom which left undecayed after the disintegration, and dn is nothing but the amount of the atom disintegrated, and the rate of this disintegration is equal to minus dn by dt. this negative side is here because the amount of the atom is just disintegrated. And according to the radioactive decay law, we have already discussed in the last law, that is, the rate of the disintegration is directly proportional to the amount of the atoms left undecayed. So n is the amount of the atom left undecayed, so minus dn by dt proportional to n. And that this proportional sign we have to change by taking a constant. So r equal to minus dl by dt equal to lambda into n, where lambda is a proportionality constant and is called disintegration constant or decay constant. So lambda is the disintegration constant, decay constant. And again I am discussing that n0 is the amount of the atom present initially, n is the amount of the atom left undecayed after disintegration, and dn is the small number of the atoms that disintegrate in a small interval of the time dt. Next, so from the first equation, this equation is like that dn by dt equal to minus lambda into n. So we can write this equation like that. We have to take dt to this side and n to divide this side. So dn by n minus lambda dt, and we have to integrate both sides, and integrating both sides, dn by n equal to minus lambda integration of dt, dn by n, the integration of dx by x, that is nothing but log x, like that this dn by n is log base n equal to minus lambda integration of dt is t plus c, where c is a constant of integration. And at t equal to 0, that means in the initial time, when time t is 0, then n equal to n0. This is the initial time interval when the disintegration is not started at all. Then the number of the atoms left undecayed is equal to the total number of the atom originally present, initially present. And from this equation 2, putting these values, that is t equal to 0 and n equal to n0, we can get log base e n0 equal to minus lambda into 0 plus c, and this thing will be 0. So c equal to log base e n0. So putting the value of c, this constant, in the above equation, log base e n equal to minus lambda t plus, in terms of c we have to put this value, that is log base e n0, and log base e n, this thing we have to divide in this side, that subtract in left side, that is log base e n minus log base e n0 equal to minus lambda t, or log base e n by n0 equal to minus lambda t. And if we omit log base e from this side, it will become exponential in this side. So n by n0 equal to e to the power minus lambda t, and n equal to n0 e to the power minus lambda t. This equation shows that the radioactive decay is exponential in nature, because the disintegration the rate at which the atom just disintegrate is not linear, it is just disintegrate in exponential manner, because here e to the power minus lambda t, that means negative means it is just decaying, that means reduced. So the disintegration is nothing but in exponential manner, and the disintegration in exponential manner we can represent by the figure, by the curve like that. We have to take the time in x-axis and number of the atoms in y-axis, 0, t, 2t, 3t like that, and here n0 by 8, n0 by 4, n0 by 2, n0 like that. And from the figure we just find that when n equal to 0, only at t equal to infinite, we have to put this in this equation. That means when this n will become 0, in one condition this n will become 0, when t is infinite. When t is infinite, e to the power infinite is 0, so this thing will be 0. So we will confirm from this figure that when n equal to 0, then t equal to infinite. That means at t equal to infinite, n equal to 0 is possible. This is the exponentially decaying curve. You have to see that the number of the atoms is decreasing gradually with respect to the time. And we have to draw the definition of the factor, that is disintegration constant. This disintegration constant we can calculate by assuming something or substituting t equal to 1 by lambda in equation 4. Equation 4 you have already know. I have to show you again that in equation 4, n equal to n0 e to the power minus lambda t. This is the important relation, important equation. You have to remember how the decay occurs in radioactivity. That means how the disintegration occurs, how the atom will decay. It will, no doubt it will decay in exponential manner, and the function where is through that equation, that is n equal to n0 e to the power minus lambda t. So here we have to put that t equal to 1 by lambda in equation 4 and n equal to n0 e to the power minus lambda into t. In terms of t, in place of t we have to put this 1 by lambda. So n0 e to the power, this minus lambda cancel, e to the power minus 1. So simply we can write n0 by e. So in the left side n equal to n0 by e. So the disintegration constant of a radioactive element is the reciprocal of time. Here we have to define one thing. Simply I am telling, then I will clearly show you the definition. One thing you have to know, that decay constant is nothing but the reciprocal of the time when the initial number of the atom will reduced by e times. When this will reduced by e times, then the disintegration constant is the reciprocal of the time. So here the disintegration constant of a radioactive element is the reciprocal of the time at the end of which the number of the atoms left undecayed in a radioactive sample reduces to, so the this n0 is the, n is the number of the undecayed atom This number of the undecayed atom is 1 by E times of the original number of the atom. So it will just reduces to 1 by E time the original number of the atoms in the sample. Next, we have to discuss another factor, that is half-life of a radioactive element. Half-life of a radioactive element is defined as the time during which half of the number of the atoms present initially in the sample of the element decay. One thing we have to remember, that half-life, just the half lifetime of complete time. So in case of the radioactive element, we can define that it is just the time period within which the original number of the atom just reduced to half of its value. So N0 is the original number of the atom. Original number of the atom is reduced to half of its value at t equal to t half. I am just taking that t equal to t half because the time period is defined as half life period. So I am just taking t equal to t half, and then n equal to n0 by 2. That means when the substance reduced to half of its original value, that time period is the half life. And in equation 4, from equation 4 we know n equal to n0 e to the power minus lambda t. So I am taking n0 by 2. Here we have to put in term n equal to n0 by 2 equal to n0 e to the power minus lambda. This is t half, and n0 and 0 cancel, so half equal to e to the power minus lambda t half. And if just changing this 1 by 2, I am just taking 2, this will become e to the power lambda t half. I am just taking the reciprocal, and taking log of both sides. This side will take the log base e to log base e. We have to take log base e to the power lambda t half, and log base e 2 equal to this will become to this side lambda t half log base e. This log base e, this will give the value 1. So lambda t half equal to log base e 2, or that is equal to 2.302 log base 10 2. One thing you have to remember, to convert this log base e in log base 10, we have to multiply a number, that is 2.302. So lambda t half equal to log base e 2 equal to 2.302 log base 10 2, and lambda t half equal to 2.302. The value of this log base 10 2 is 0.3010. So multiplying this to 2.302 into 0.3010 will get 0.6931, and this lambda t half equal to 0.6931. So t half equal to 0.693 by lambda. So this is all about the half-life of the radioactive substance. In next class we'll discuss another terms which are just related to this radioactivity, and the units of the radioactivity, how we have to measure this radioactivity. So this is all about in this class.